Codec. Codec got crashed. Yes, we can't watch this memories in peace because too many people will stop you scaring the screen. I guess we'll have to continue with change graphics. But it's impossible to do it otherwise. Temporary chapters say so. It loads before. I mean, not long before it starts. I look absolutely horrible.
Why does this place have a kitchen? I never once saw Solas cook anything.
I need to change my hair because I look horrible. Changes my hairstyle for the memories.
You cannot do this, Algernon. You swore that we would give up our commands when this horrific war was over.
Our people need our leadership. If you're unwilling, leave.
Our people must rebuild, and we must help unite them.
So, we did not fight for freedom, but to conquer this land and our own.
We fought to win, and now the Evanuris are as gods. I do not answer to Mythal's annoying lapdog.
The people are afraid. They must believe in something.
They need strength.
And wisdom.
They need gods who can protect them.
We are not gods. You will learn that.
Every lapdog hides a wolf inside.
That was strange. They were speaking Elven, but I understood it.
I believe we have experienced a memory in each of our native languages.
Not just any memory. One of the Dreadwolves.
And the mages who declared themselves my gods. Well, mine and Davrin's.
That can't be easy, Balara.
It was so mundane. Nothing grand or cosmic. No setting fire to the sun, just talking, politics. I wish they were monsters. Something grand and terrible. Seeing them like that, they're no better than Tevinter nobles.
But no worse, either. They were people. And people can let you down.
Alright, what else can we take from this memory?
Elgranon was hungry for power. Did anything he could to get it, and to hold on to it.
Then Solas, furious at Elganon's installing himself as a despot, started his rebellion.
There's another moving part in this. Mythal. She was keeping the peace.
Mythal and Solas were close. The Inquisition found a temple to Mythal, and there were wolf statues everywhere.
Then she sides with Elgranon over him. A betrayal.
Did I pick the same choice as before, or did I ponder my approval with this one?
It sounded like Solas was loyal to Mythal. What did Elgranon call him? Mythal's lapdog? And then she grabs power alongside Elgranon instead of standing for her principles. I'd be angry too.
Angry enough to start a rebellion?
That's not how he'd see it. He didn't destroy the world. Elgranon did. Solas did what he considered necessary to stop him.
Solas would try to justify what he did, but he'd also blame himself for what happened.
Perhaps these murals aren't simply memories. They're what Solas wishes to forget.
His regrets. That means they're a way to learn his weak points.
Why are we worried about Solas? He's trapped.
Right. But the Dreadwolf was the god of trickery. He's looking for a way out. Bet on it.
Meanwhile, keep your eyes open in the crossroads. If there's a way to restore the rest of these murals, Solas would have kept it in his hideaway. It'd be nice to get inside his head for a change.
I need a snack. But I am sitting here drinking my nice salt. And I have nothing to eat. Okay, I have snacks now. second memo. What is this mural? I didn't comment on the previous one because I already did before. Oh. This one looks interesting.
I was not certain you would come.
You were the one who walked away. I never turn my back when my friend needs me.
The Evanurists seek the magic of the Blight.
Impossible. The Blight is safely sealed away forever.
Though I wish I could believe you, I have sensed the breaking of the wards.
I will investigate your claims. If they forget the danger of the Blight, I will endeavor to remind them.
What if, instead, you left the Evanurists and remained with me? Do you not wish for freedom from this struggle?
Be at peace, love. I will stop them.
As you must. The Blight is our mistake.
Did Mythal call Solas love in that memory?
That's what it sounded like.
So they were doing it.
The elven gods were free with their emotions. They felt things deeply. The way they expressed things, well, it feels romantic to us, but that wasn't really how it was. Back then, I mean.
Nah, they were doing it.
I don't think so, and eek! Yes, obviously. Maybe. Moving on.
Oh, they were absolutely doing it. Being with someone you're rebelling against? Doesn't sound like Solas.
He also met her in secret and talked about how they could run off together.
It sounded so tragic and romantic.
Oh, wait. Never mind. That does sound like him.
So the Dread Wolf goes to Mythal. They might be fighting, but they have history.
And he warns her about the other god using the Blight. That's more important than his rebellion. It's like kingdoms coming together when an archdemon rises.
Mythal didn't think it was possible. She said the Blight was sealed away. There's an old legend about it. Davrin, the one with Andrul's armor. Not sure it matters.
It does! It does! Here's a legend in the codex entry about Andruil venturing into the abyss and coming back clad in an armor made from the void. And then she fought with Mythal, and Mythal took away that armor, healed Andruil, I guess, from her madness because she went mad when she was wearing that armor, and casted that armor somewhere and sealed it away. And sealed the void away, I think, too. That was what I remember from that. Tell us the story.
We're deep in elven lore already. What's the legend say?
Right. Well, Andrul was the goddess of the hunt. She put on armor, magic armor, made of something called the Void, drove her mad.
I remember this one. The other gods were afraid Andrul would turn on them. She was doing all kinds of horrible things, causing plagues. It does sound like the Blight.
Well, it all ends with Mythal fighting Andrul. After, Mythal turned into a dragon.
She what? Why didn't you start with that?
Anyway, she took Andrul's armor away. Then Andrul's madness left, and peace returned.
Intriguing. So it's possible Andrul stumbled onto the magic of the Blight.
And when Andrul went mad, Mythal took it from her and locked it away.
Until someone started using it again.
Solas felt guilty. Solas was smart. Solas was worried.
Okay, Solas warns Mythal about the other gods using the Blight. It's not just bad, it's something bad he feels responsible for. The Blight was our mistake.
How is the Blight their mistake? Did they find it? Did they make it? What does that mean?
Whatever it was, It convinced Mythal to take him seriously.
So Mythal goes off to investigate what Solas says. Then, what? It's too clean.
Seems plenty messy with them doing it.
But this isn't just a memory. It's something Solas wanted to hide. What's the crime? What did we see here that he feels guilty about?
I think I might know. When the Inquisitor was saving the world from the breach, she met Mythal.
What? Like in a dream?
It was complicated. She helped the Inquisition. There was a magic pond and a dragon.
Nice.
The point is, she also said the other elven gods betrayed her, killed her.
He blames himself. The one good god got killed. What explains it? What do we mean by killed?
Okay, sorry, point of order. If they killed Mythal, how was she still around to help the Inquisition?
Elven god magic? She'd spent centuries gathering strength and sharing people's bodies, I think.
If it was a truly benign possession, that speaks to her character.
Solas tried to do the right thing by warning Mythal about the other gods using the Blight. But he got her killed. Well, it's not just that she died.
What do you mean, Tosh?
It's... Ugh. There was stuff he wanted to tell her. But he waited too long. And then she was dead. He never got to make it right. That twists you up.
That's it. There's our crime.
Doesn't really tell us anything we can use, though.
We know more than we did. That's something.
Then I guess we keep our eyes open if we come across more of these memories.
Game definitely didn't intend those memories to be watched in one after the other. Oh, yeah, the suing.
You dare to try to cage us, jealous of our growing power!
You will pay the final price for this betrayal.
We warned you not to use the Blight. For this, and for Mythal, I sentence you to sleep in exile ever after. Your own lives will form the veil that keeps the horror you unleashed at bay.
Did you notice the symbol?
So he...
Did you notice the symbol? There was a symbol the same as inside the Titan's heart, inside that square box that represents the Blight. It implies that the Blight comes from the Titan.
locked the gods away and created a veil between this world and the Fade. I mean, they were terrible, no question. But what he did, it didn't just stop them. It destroyed our culture, our world.
It wasn't just to stop them. It was to stop the Blight. We've seen how bad Elgar'nan and Gillenane are. Imagine all 7 corrupted gods running wild.
So he created the Veil just to keep the Elven gods locked in their prison?
Yes, to keep them from accessing the Fade. But was the creation of the Veil around the world an accident?
You heard him yelling. That's not the sound of a ritual going right.
What do you think, Rook?
Solas did his best. It's not just us panicking. It makes sense.
I think this memory is one we understand, at least. What he did makes sense. Him regretting it also makes sense.
I had another question, and I'm sorry, maybe this doesn't matter, but Solas trapped the blighted gods in an ancient elven building, right?
That's what it looks like. Maybe a palace? Fancier than what I've seen in Arlethan, at least.
And then, the Magisters were lured into the Fade. They broke in, which let the Blight escape, and turned the Golden City black.
Right, and the Black City hangs in the Fade, a little reminder of their mistakes. What's wrong, Lace?
It's just... the Chant of Light says that the Maker built for them the Golden City, the center of all creation. But if the Golden City was an ancient elven palace, then the Maker didn't build it. The elves did. The Chant of Light is Andraste's visions from the Maker, but it sounds like it's wrong.
You're asking if we just disproved the entire Andrastian faith.
Did we?
Yes and no. I recently stumbled upon a really nice blog on Tumblr that deals with the Chant of Light specifically and uses Chant of Light to understand the Dragon Age lore. And that entire blog goes by the assumption that is different than the game gives you. Like, the typical assumption of the Chant of Light is that spirits are the first children of the Maker and humans are the second children. And they live in two separate worlds, but that blog goes different about it. It goes about establishing children of the Maker, in quotations, as dwarves and spirits. And that entire section about the jealousy of the children, that they were jealous of the other children, that they were not what the Maker wanted them to be. There was entire lore dump in regard to that part that made a lot of sense. A lot of the Chant of Light passages, if it's about dwarves and elves, makes far more sense. Dwarves and spirits that became elves makes far more sense than if it was about spirits and humans. Because, yes, spirits were jealous of the others. And we know from the previous lore that spirits became elves. So they did turn human. And this is how the war with the Titans possibly started. So if the Chant of Light is only about spirits and dwarves, then a lot of passages make sense. But it only makes sense if you assume that whoever was giving Andraste the visions was somehow related to the Titans. Because that was also the assumption that the blog was going with. So it was not a vision from the Maker. Or maybe Maker is a Titan. I don't know. We don't exactly know how the world of Dragon Age works. We know that the Titans exist, that they exist under the earth, that they can cause earthquakes, that they were huge fucking magical beings with magical blood that can make you more powerful mage. And we know that they are called pillars of the earth, and they also shape the earth. So attributing the name Maker to them, or at least one of them, wouldn't be that weird. If Maker turned out to be a Titan, that would make so much sense. So partly it disproves Andrastian religion, but only the parts that the Chantry appropriated in order to blame mages, blame Tevinter Empire for everything, and to seek a scapegoat for the Blights. Because the Blights existed before As we know from the previous memory, blight existed in the ancient elven times. Then it was reintroduced to the world by the Tevinter Magisters who were listening, most probably, to the elven gods. Elven gods were trying to release themselves from the prison, and they used the greed of the Tevinter Magisters to try, and it failed. The only thing they achieved was blight. Some of the blight got released, and the blight started. So that part, the general facts are true, like the Tevinter Magisters entered the Fate, entered the Golden City, and turned it black. But it's more complicated because it's not like they turned the city black. It was already black. It was an illusion, or it was somehow connected to how elves see the Fate versus how humans see the Fate, because there is a difference. The Fate is more radiant when you play as an elf versus if you play as another race. So they may have entered and see the true image of the Black City already blighted, or there was some kind of illusion put on it, and they still saw gold, but when they entered, it was dispelled, and they saw how it truly looked like. So it was always blighted. The Golden City was always Black City, and it was not put there by the maker. It was probably some very important elven building that Solas just used as a perfect prison. Or it was some kind of building in the crossroads that existed, and he used it. Like, we play Dragon Age Velgard, and we see how pocket of spaces crossroads can be. Like, they're like, we are traveling in a boat, but there's like, we feel like there is separation between each of those realms. So it could be also like that the Golden City was actually some kind of palace in the crossroads that Solas used because Vanuris were frequently appearing in it. So he used the occasion when they were there to trap them there. And then he locked the entire space of that city away from the rest of the Fade. But if it's true that he imprisoned the Blight in the Fade, then it would explain why Fade, when you enter it physically, looks so twisted and weird. It's very much possible that the entire Fade was corrupted by the Blight. Even though previous lore suggested that spiritual magic spirits are more or less resilient, like even in the Fate, there exist spirits and demons that are not blighted at all, so that still holds true, that spirits are somehow immune to the blight. I believe this hurts me too. Sheriff Harding's belief and anxiety at learning this. I'm sorry this hurts. Speak as someone who does not believe in the Maker. The lessons are what matter. Do not give a personal view regarding belief in the Maker. I still believe in the Maker. Confirm continued belief in the Maker. Don't let this shake you. Speak as someone who does not believe in the Maker. That's not our problem. Put aside questions of the Maker.
The Maker was never my faith, Lace. But I'm sorry this is hard for you.
The Chant of Light has seen many iterations over the centuries. This may simply change our understanding of it.
But this was the one I grew up with. My ma still sings the chant. You know?
The Dalish clans are struggling with the same thing. What do we keep? What do we lose?
The Elven Gods, the Maker. No matter who you light a candle to, you've got some hard questions to ask yourself right now.
Doctrine is not the truth. It is one of many paths to the truth.
I recognize the sentiment, though not the specific quote. Who said that?
My mother.
Ah. Questions of faith aside, we have some very real gods that still need killing.
Looks like there are 3 more of these murals with the Dreadwolf's old memories. Wonder what else he's hiding.
Also, the parts of the Chant of Light that got removed because they involved elves and Chant-based races. The whole entire part about Sharkan, the First Inquisition, the First Inquisitor, everything that is related to elves was removed from the Chant of Light. So Chant of Light is always distorted, and I actually like it, that view, that maybe Chant of Light is not about humans and spirits, but about dwarves and spirits, because it makes more sense that way. But it makes that more sense that way at the start, with the part of the Chant of Light with the creation myth. Because we don't know if spirits were created by someone, or titans were created by someone, or they just existed. And if Titan, one of the Titans, was a maker, it would make sense. It would make sense why he's named like that, too. This is the part, not what I was talking about. The war.
You have so long observed the world. Why not consider joining it?
But I have no desire to live as humans. I have the Fade. Besides, this talk of taking on a solid form. I think you underestimate the danger. When you took the glowing stone to build your body, did the earth not shake?
Delirium gives us the strength we had when we were of the Fade. We are the best of physical and spirit. I need your wisdom, Solas, to withstand the louder voices who would go too far like Elgar'nan. I need you.
This is madness. You must know that. I will always follow where you go.
Like I said, spirits became humans. Or more like, became physical. Became the first elves. And to become them, they used Titan's flesh, meaning lyrium, to build themselves bodies. That also explains why they can be blighted, because we know that lyrium can be blighted. Anyway. They made the bodies for themselves, and then they made them forget. This is the passage from one of the Codex entries that speaks about the Titans, how Titans were wronged by the first spirits, the elves, how they got used, how their flesh was stolen from them without their permission, because the spirits were jealous of the mortals that lived at the time, meaning dwarves. And then, when they created bodies for themselves, Titans got fucking angry and started the war. And after the war ended, Elgar'nan and Metal didn't abandon their positions and continued to rule the elven people.
What? This is astounding. The ancient elves were spirits who voluntarily manifested a physical form.
I'd rather go back to talking about the Blight.
Hey, Lucanus. Could Spite turn into an elf?
No.
Sorry, but... What?
This is interesting. Okay, is that useful? I'm with you, Velara.
This puts all of elven history in a new light. Not to mention what we think about spirits.
I mean, some magic works differently for elves. If we came from spirits, that'd explain it.
The knowledge that an entire people were formed from a mass manifestation could change our entire understanding of magic.
If we let it out, is that the right call? Do you want bigoted humans yelling about how elves are demons?
Davrin's got a point. World's not short on small-minded humans.
I don't want to cause harm. Nobody would buy it. People have bigger worries.
If the world learned about this and it led to attacks against elves...
Elves have enough trouble as it is down in Ferelden.
We have to tell someone, though. Strife and Irulan, at least.
If I told Thea and Viago, they'd think I was sampling Viago's poison collection. No one will believe us.
Okay, we keep this to people we trust who have good reason to know. No shouting it from the rooftops.
Agreed. The Morn Watch has a great deal of experience keeping dangerous secrets.
So, beyond the world-shaking stuff, what else did we learn here? Solas himself was a spirit.
What kind do you think he was?
Well, his name is Elven for pride.
Oh, okay.
There's something else. Not about spirits, or not all about them at least. Solas didn't want to become a person with a physical body.
Right. He only agreed after Mythal begged him.
Then that's his regret. He wishes he'd never taken physical form.
Maybe, but not just that. Solas was scared. They built their bodies out of lyrium, and it made the ground shake.
This started the war. They attacked us. They hurt our people.
Lyrium is the blood of the Titans. Our blood.
The Titans would have felt it as an attack. They defended themselves.
The first memory we saw, with Elgarnon seizing power, it happened at the end of a war.
A war between the Titans and the elves.
Then this was the start of it all. The war that destroyed the Titans.
It feels like we still don't have the full picture. But I think that's part of what Solas regrets. He didn't see the danger.
Except he did. He was worried. You said it yourself.
He did it for Mythal. Everything that followed, he could have prevented, if he just told her no.
And he's got a war on his conscience. Plus whatever we find next.
Yeah, so some of those memories are rehashing older lore that we already knew. But considering how many people don't read codexes, I guess this is needed. Same with Genshin Impact. Many people don't read codexes. I also don't usually read them because I don't have time, because I mainly play Genshin Impact on streams, and I don't have time sitting and reading everything. But because people don't read those, then the game has to accommodate for that. Genshin Impact usually rehashes the lore within the event storylines, reminding people about the lore that they don't read. Oh, Titan.
Have you created what we need?
With this, the proper ritual will sunder every Titan from its spirit. But you must know those severed dreams will certainly be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger. It is awful what we're doing.
And the only way to end this war.
What does it mean, sunder from the spirit?
Solas made the weapon that killed the Titans. No, not killed. He cut away their dreams and left them broken and mindless. He passed me in the halls of Skyhold for a year. He made polite conversation, and he knew. He knew what he did.
I always wonder what the game means when it says spirit. Because spirit in regular speech of the game is different than the spirits in the magical sense. Doesn't mean soul. Is a spirit a soul of the Titan? But here we have a dialogue that implies that the spirit is a dream. And we know that Fate is the land of dreams. And also the land where the souls go to. Because every time a mage enters the Fate, they enter it with their mind, but also with their soul. And when you die, you also supposedly go to the Fade. Which is not clear if it really happens. I used to believe that it is established lore, but now I got sudden doubt. Like, is it just a chunky bullshit that the souls go to the Fade, or is it true? Is the Fade, is the land of dreams, like the collective land of both living and dead? Like, what, how did it look like before the veil was created? Where were the dead people going to? Were they just hanging out, like in the crossroads? Because there was no separate space from the mortal world and the spirit world, because they were one. No wonder he feels guilty. How could he do this? That's terrifying. He broke my people.
He spent so much time talking about how sad he was for what he'd done to the elves. They'd lost their immortality because of him. They'd lost their empire because of him. My people can't dream. Nobody but Harding even knows what it's like. He took that from us. From me.
I'm sorry.
You didn't do it.
Our leaders attacked the Titans for their lyrium. Then, when the war turned against the elves, our leaders did this.
And when the war was over, they enslaved your ancestors. No. Solas, Mythal, and Elgernon are the ones who need to apologize.
To do such a thing. No wonder regret eats away at Solas.
No, it's worse than that. That isn't what Solas regrets. Those severed dreams will be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger.
Mierda.
You can't. That's not possible.
When a warden hears the calling, it's like a song in their mind. Sound familiar to you, Lace?
The song of Lyrium. Of the Titans.
We think of the Blight as this monstrous force with no mercy, no compassion. Evil incarnate. Instead, it's a caged animal. Mistreated and imprisoned for centuries. Until all it knows is fear.
What about the Darkspawn? Can we fix the Blight? Solas is a hypocrite. Why can't I ask every single... Why can't I ask both?
If the Blight is the Titan's dreams, can we... I don't know, heal it? Bring it back from all that anger?
I'm afraid I have no idea. In theory, it would be possible to restore dreams to the Titans.
You can't set it free before it's healed. You'd have blighted Titans laying waste to the entire world.
The Titans are a problem for later. We have Elgernon and Gillenane to deal with now.
And then I want Solas to look me in the eye and answer for what he did.
Each of these memories has been a deeper regret, and almost all of them involve Mythal.
Only one mural left to uncover, by my count. If we find it, we'll see what's worse than this.
Now I'm curious what they would say if I asked about the dark stone. Can I load the previous memory and force it to I want to see the answer when you ask about the Darkspawn. Why is it loading? It's endless. It's endless. Load!
Have you...
With the...
Solas.
Oh. It loaded different avatar! Anyway, what about the Darkspawn?
What does this mean for Darkspawn? Should we be trying to help them?
I don't believe so. If the Blight is a corrupted dream, Darkspawn may be mindless manifestations of its anger.
Right. They're not people. We're never going to get through to them.
The Titans are a problem for later. We have Elgernon and Gillanane to deal with now.
And then I want Solas to look me in the eye.
Skip. Good, I say. Okay, the last memory. Don't see it. I know what it is.
I knew that you would find me soon enough. You need the power of a god. The strength that I alone still carry.
The blighted Evanuris will soon break free from their prison. I must make a stronger one that can contain them.
While the prison is important, it is not the only goal you seek.
Why should I not tear down the veil and bring back immortality to all the elven people? They deserve it.
The elven people of today do not deserve to see the world they love be torn apart to salve your conscience.
True.
I must fix what I have broken. I am sorry.
As am I, old friend.
Solas killed Mythal? After all that? Is this another memory from a different time?
Nope. Also, did you notice how those little golden spheres around the veil behind Mythal and Solas have the same symbol as the Titan heart behind them? It's very much possible that not only spirit but also the bodies of the elven gods are used as a fuel for the veil, because lyrium, their bodies are made of lyrium. Really good batteries, I guess.
No. He wore that same outfit in the Inquisition. We knew Solas woke up in this world without most of his power. Now we know how he got it back.
By killing the only other god around and stealing her power.
All that epic magic and godly power. In the end, it comes down to love and murder. Same as always.
All that gets us, he loved and blamed her. Needs to be right.
Every big mistake Solas made is tied to Mythal. He sacrificed his life as a spirit to join her.
He sacrificed his morals when he created the dagger to stop the Titans.
When the other gods struck her down, he destroyed the Elven Empire to avenge her.
Then he wakes up in this world, where everything's gone but his mistakes. And there she is, alive.
And after all he's done, she sides against him again.
All these mistakes are his fault. And hers, too. If she won't help him fix the world, of course he has to kill her.
So, how does everything we know help us now?
He's being honest about fighting the Blight. Whatever happens, he won't risk letting it back out into the world.
Agreed. But he has a plan to escape that prison, and not one we'll like.
He turned on Mythal, the one person he was actually loyal to. There's no way he won't turn on us.
He's a spirit, or was once. He might be able to possess someone, affect minds, all the things spirits do.
He created the veil. His very nature is tied to it. That will be a source of strength, but also a potential weakness.
Mythal has him all messed up. Anything about her or Elgernon is gonna make him angry. Sloppy.
Solas thinks he knows what's best for everyone. Anything he does, he'll do while telling himself he's the hero.
I was thinking something when I lost it. They don't know. The ending of the Trespasser DLC wasn't a murder. I mean, it was death, but it was not a murder. How the mural also only presents half of what happened, and our protagonists and companions assumed that he just killed her. But what actually happened was that she willingly sacrificed her life to help her. That was how Trespasser ended. He didn't murder her. She died for him, so he could regain his strength. And the weird part is that he consumed her essence, but it's unclear how it affected him. Like, in the Inquisition, her body contained the... If you had Kieran, Morrigan's son, in your playthrough, then Solas got not only Mithal's essence, but also Utriamel's essence. And we don't know how it affected him, and we will never know, because this game doesn't delve into that. This game assumes that this happened. It also assumes that the Well of Sorrows happened. But it doesn't say who drank from the Well of Sorrows. And it doesn't say a lot of things about Kieran that are needed here. For this memory. This memory needs all that context to be in the game. Unless the devs wanted the protagonist to be happily in the dark about how deep the connection between Solas and Mythal went, that she would be willing to sacrifice her life, that she was so meticulously building over centuries for his goals that she doesn't even agree with. She doesn't agree with him. She even told it to his face, that modern elves don't deserve him tearing their world apart once again because he regrets that he teared it apart before. They already grew accustomed to how the world looks and works. They don't need him to change it back. To create even more chaos, to give them random magical abilities they are not prepared for. So I am all the team bring the veil down, but considering there is a light inside, maybe we shouldn't do that. But I am really curious. I would really want to see how the world of Thedas looked when the veil wasn't there. When the fate, the world of dreams, and the mortal world were one, and spirits walked amongst humans. I really want to see it. Also, this reminds me that Dragon Age is very much a similar setting to Lord of the Rings. Meaning that Thedas is actually currently in the age of all the old legends dying. But at the same time, Dragon Age as the game kinda has this hopeful kinda spin, because the whole era is named after dragons, because dragons started waking up at the start of this era. And when the dragons come back, it obviously implies that the old ancient magic is also coming back. So it's not like exactly the same as in Tolkien, when you can see that there is less and less and less magic in the world, and then it becomes only world of humans, because Tolkien's idea was that this fantasy world has a lot of magic, and then was losing it until it became our non-magical world. Dragon Age is following similar formula, but also has like ups and downs when it comes to hope, magic, ancient stuff. Like in every Dragon Age game, you discover ancient stuff or try to, I don't know, restore ancient magic. Like in Dragon Age Origins, I can't say there was anything of restoration there. But in Dragon Age Inquisition, the Descent DLC, you go investigate the Titans. And that game implies that Titans are waking up. The entire age implies that the dragons are waking up. The veil is weakening through all the three games, from Dragon Age Origins to the Inquisition. And in Inquisition it becomes even more weakened because of the breach. So it also implies coming back of magic, because magic is stored inside the Fade. So there's like, it's an up, but it's an up in very tragic way, because those things are coming back, but they are not happening in a way that doesn't hurt people, you know? Because magic coming back means that like now in Dragon Age Paleguard, the artifacts are going crazy. Titans waking up means that there are earthquakes stuff like those. Very destructive forces. He's wrong, but not evil. He's smart, but we know him. That works for now. Is he not evil? Maybe he's not evil, but he is really one-dimensional kind of man. Like, he only cares about elves, but doesn't care about dwarves.
That gives us something to start from. Elgernon and Gillenane are the two big problems right now. But when Solas makes his move, we'll be ready.
You have witnessed the Protector's tale, Dweller. Almost to its end.
Almost? How can there be more?
When the mighty fall, their echoes cross the ages. An audience is warranted. Speak with your visitor. She awaits you in the crossroads.
You guys approves? Lara approves, Andy approves, Davin approves, everyone approves something. Never approves. Harding approves. It took me almost 1 hour to listen to all the memories. I still need to talk to Tash and Enric and Harding. Maybe I should just go talk to Harding first.
Hey, Harding?
Oh, Rook, hi. Is there something you need?
Do you want to talk? Lara made snacks. Something is bothering you.
I thought you might want someone to talk to.
Oh, Rook. That's sweet. I'm fine. Really.
Really? Okay. Well, we're all here if you...
Never mind. I can't lie. I feel awful.
It's Solas's memory, isn't it?
They stole Titan blood to walk the world like humans. And when the Titans didn't like that, they just took their spirits. Should I be angry or sad? Why aren't I angrier? It's a lot to handle.
Your connection is unique.
I want to say I know how you feel, but I don't. I'm not connected to the stone like you are.
And still, I feel like I don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. It's strange. I don't hate Solas for this, even though a part of me thinks I should. I don't even want revenge. Revenge won't bring the Titans back. It can't erase what happened. And the Inquisitor thinks Solas can be saved. And I want to try. But I just want to talk. As equals. I wonder if he's even capable. Solas was always distant. Guess it's hard to react when a magic rock's talking at you. Anyway, thanks for checking on me. I'll be alright.
I know. You're Lace Harding, child of Titans. You can handle anything.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, protectancy. Cautious form? Davin snapped it in my first job with the Lords, a Gamorrean storm rider. We hit her during a typhoon as she attacked a little fishing village. I used my axes to climb off the wet ground onto her back. That's the best way to deal with lightning dragons when they start making the puddles fry you. Saved the villagers but lost the horn when she slammed me against the cliff face. Better my horn than my skull. Belara. Veil quartz, really strong and the right weight so my balance isn't thrown off. I took a giant crystal of it as my share from the Storm Rider. Armor in the Lords shaves bits of as my horn grows back in. No, I don't know what harmonic resonances are. No, it has never shot lightning. Mementos. The Long Night, a pantomime theatre mask of Paladin. In narrative, he's the unfamiliar that precedes change. The winning sleep that calms or changes desire. Endings were different in the time of the mortal.
Hey, glad you stopped by. I was gonna grab drinks with the Lords of Fortune at the Hilt. You're a lord. You should come. Sounds good.
Okay, so I got quest. To talk to Emmerich, whatever his name.
With all my regards, but I don't want them to think me homesick.
Hi, Emmerich.
Rook, hello. Just composing a few letters. The other Watchers have been most interested in our adventures.
You mentioned homesickness. Are Watchers also mortalitati?
So I've heard people call necromancers mortalitasi. What's the difference between them and the Mornwatch?
Oh, all Navaran necromancers are mortalitati. The Watchers are a special order within them.
Very fancy.
We've certain privileges and attendant responsibilities.
What kind of responsibilities?
What's the Mornwatch do?
Our first duty is safekeeping the Grand Necropolis and preparing the funerary dead. Another is stopping misuse of dark magic and necromancy.
Must keep you busy.
Not often, but on occasion.
Tell me about the necropolis.
What's the Grand Necropolis like?
Its majesty has stilled the tongues of kings and queens. It's a haven for spirits and the dead, a vast well of history, the duty and shelter of every Watcher. We who serve it are pledged to an eternal vigil.
Why do I ask how it is when I already were there? Vigil against what?
What do Watchers, watch for?
There are stranger and more dangerous things than spirits in the Fade, Rook. The Watchers stand against them when their shadows rise.
And anything lately?
A few portents I cannot put down solely to the chaos of the elven gods, but nothing definitive. Perhaps only shivers in the void.
You mentioned homesickness.
I couldn't help overhearing the word homesick.
Oh, I'm fine. Completely absorbed in our venture. But if I were home, I'd be preparing for new students or requests to speak to the dead.
Corpse whispering request.
Can people just ask you to show up for some corpse whispering?
Oh, nothing official. There are very few of us, but we help here and there. Questioning a victim of murder, clearing up disputed wills, and sometimes fetching back last words from a loved one.
Like Speak to Dead from the Bible Escape. And that's not your Voltron?
You can get anything out of the dead and they just let you leave Navarra?
My gift has limitations. The dead only know what they did in life. What was clear under the sun is sometimes blurred when I revive them.
Makes sense.
Honestly, some conversations aren't worth the trouble. Death encourages obstinacy.
Did you give up your classes?
You didn't stop teaching just to be with us, did you?
I'm long overdue for a sabbatical. Besides, do you know how many students the faculty wanted in my class next season? 10! How's one meant to tailor separate lessons for 10 pupils at a time? Honestly.
I don't know. Modern school has like 30 of them. I'll see you around.
Good to chat. I'll let you get back to your letter.
Before you go, I wanted to thank you for your company in the Memorial Gardens. There's another ceremony I have to perform there. If you'd like to visit again. Not yet, but soon.
Sure. And I get missing home. Okay, but what kind of ride? Sure. I enjoy your company with the undead.
Sounds good. Sometimes I miss home too.
Rook, I'm not... well, perhaps a little.
You'll cheer up once we look at some graves, I bet.
The ceremony should be most centering. I'll let you know when it's time.
The Great Passage. How strange to wake up and realize I've no lessons to plan. My last batch of pupils were well set, or so I pray, and classes ended. Edwina and Lorimer sent letters. How flattering to be remembered by one's former students. Encountered in the lighthouse, I can't help but think of the first question so many of them asked. If it's true that for every person who dies, a spirit must enter the mortal world in return. It often surprises them to learn this idea is purely Navaran. Summoning a benign spirit to answer this question is one of my favorite practical demonstrations, and such a treat for the novices. The line of inquiry students swiftly learn is impossible. The majority of spirits have difficulty grasping the very concept of quantities, let alone numbers. No one, mortal or otherwise, appears to know how to tally both the people in the world and spirits in the fade. Yet I cannot dismiss the idea that there might be some unknowable exchange of fade-born spirit and human soul. This folklore is entwined with the very founding of Navarra, and if I have learned anything here, it is that the fade is stranger than even we of the necropolis have imagined. Just imagine if that was true and actually Navarra was founded on a real mechanic within the world that exists and nobody knows about it. Emmeric's Diary, Forbidden Books. I've been asked to wade in again on texts being considered for our list of tomes and scrolls forbidden. I didn't think it was that time of year already. Well, let us see what lies in the list. The Setting of the Light by Lumiere Barlet. One new page reportedly discovered. Goodness knows how many artists have rediscovered lost pages of Barlet's play. Still, if it has any connection with The Last King, best we move carefully. I will recommend we lock away the page until we can determine its provenance. The Magic of Crimson Serpent, Anonymous. A poisonously simple guide to blood magic, the winter's favorite forbidden practice. Poor Neve, what she must combat weekly. Let the book remain open to senior watchers, but only for purposes of teaching detection and defense against blood magic. That's actually sane approach to blood magic. You need to know how it works to fight it. Nedes... whatever, Anonymous. Inscribed on stone tablets. I've omitted the full title, of course. I would give much to track down the malign spirit whispering these dictations. This would be the 5th copy we have found. Banned lest it spread, and I'm afraid we must consider whether destroying the tablets might lure out their true author. The Randy the Water collected book reviews 948-942 gold embossed edition for the true collector. Now this is ridiculous. The Moonwatch works with the dead. We have no business forbidding the harmless vices of the living. And I question whoever brought it up for consideration in the first place. Maybe there is a hairstyle that I would like though. That looks nice without straight hair.
Our enemies are gods, Rook. Nobody fights those alone. That's why Solas lost and why you'll win. He always thought his attachments were a tragic flaw he had to overcome. But they're a strength.
Ooh. 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 Eh? Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Ugh. His hair looks so bad when the straight hair is off. Didn't they have better textures? This is not fast. Does this one look better than the other one? Whatever. I have to say, the hair looks as if they were either made of pixels or they were really bad. Like really in bad condition. Someone was not at putting enough care into them.
Well met, Rook.
How did you get here?
I did tell you I had my ways through Illuvians when I introduced you to the Inquisitor, did I not?
The Illuvians in general, yes, but not the Dreadwolf's Crossroads.
I would think you have more pressing questions at the moment. Questions about Solas and Mythal?
Mythal?
The two gods have always been linked, have they not? First, when Mythal bade her companion spirit to abandon the Fade and take on mortal form. Then, when Solas spilled Mythal's mortal blood, that he might absorb her power as his own.
Wait, how do you know exactly what we saw of Solas's past?
Think upon it, Rook. You saw for yourself in the Dreadwolf's memories. When Mythal stood against the gods' manipulations of the Blight, she was betrayed and struck down. Yet she survived and returned ages later to aid the Inquisition in its hour of need. How?
How should I know? Ancient elven magic? Something about spirit.
So if Mythal was originally a spirit, maybe that's how she survived her body's death?
Very good. Mythal was a spirit turned elven. And when her body was struck down, to spirit, she returned. Her essence sheltered in a willing mortal vessel. Over the centuries, she journeyed from host to host, slowly amassing her former power anew. Until once again, she was struck down, on this occasion, by Solas. He absorbed her power, but not her memories.
Then where did they... Wait, you?
As you say.
We all know that that's not what happened. Is this how Metal remembers that? Or is it just a retcon? Is it how Metal remembers their last meeting? That he killed her, but he wasn't powerful enough to do it. Also, didn't he have like 3 or 4 occasions to kill her as a protagonist of the game? Speaking of which, if her body is struck down, what happens to her spirit then? If you killed Flameth in the first game, Morrigan doesn't act as if she was killed, but Flameth has many other daughters. Maybe that's why Yavanna was killed. Maybe the BioWare canon assumed that you did kill Flameth as a hero of Ferelden, and that's why Yavanna is there. Yavanna also wears this symbol that Morrigan now is wearing. Morrigan never wore that symbol before, but Yavanna does. So maybe the game assumes that you kill Flameth, and then her soul goes to Yavanna. And then she's killed again in the comics. But at the same time, the Hawk has separate version of her somewhere? Like, does she exist in several different bodies? Like, one body is slain, and that part of the soul goes to someone, but there is also another part of her that exists separate. I don't know anymore, because Dragon Age 2 implied that she survived. Like, Hawk takes the amulet to the Sundermount, and I always assumed that it was like a backup plan, just in case the hero president decided to kill her. Like, it was like, maybe then she wouldn't go to her daughter, but would go... would go to the older version of her. So I don't know. This is complicated. The Metal's body is complicated. I don't get it. So either the devs assume you never killed Plymouth in the game, or you did. And if you did, there's also Hawk that saved a part of Metal in an amulet. And there is also Yavanna, and now there's Morrigan. Like, when does it count when you kill Plymouth? Like, what would have Solas do to actually kill her? Does the regular mortal even can kill her? Like, does it even count if you as a hero paladin kill her, or is it like a spot of a fly to her? Like, you're a fly trying to kill her and she's like, ha ha ha. Like, what is different about Solas without his powers that allowed him to kill her, supposedly, after the Trespasser? Like, to me, the Trespasser cutscene looked like she willingly relinquished her powers to him. He wasn't powerful enough to kill her. But now Morrigan says that he slain her? Like, was the memory distorted? Or there was, like, part of the cutscene that we didn't see? But from what I remember, the cutscene was actually kind of positive, if sad. It looked like she died for him. I didn't see him doing anything that would kill her. She just suddenly fell and he caught her and he was so sad, and they talked as if he did something, but I don't think he did anything. And she put a spirit inside the alluvion, and I assume that spirit came to Morrigan? Were those her memories? Whatever, I don't know. Then I could use your aid. How complicated will this get? And you're her.
If your Mythal returned in Morrigan, we need your help with fighting the gods.
And here I am, as you may notice. But there is something I must make clear.
What? That was like how Elgernon and Gillining can talk in your head. But
'Twas Mythal you heard, her echoes. Yet I am not the goddess returned.
What are you then?
I once feared Mythal would consume me were I to carry her, but 'twas not so. I remain free-willed and mortal. What I now possess is but a spark of Mythal, shadowed memories through which to sift for meaning. As to our admixture, I suspect you have questions.
Why are you talking to me like Solas? Yeah, the situation of Metal's body and Metal's spirit is so complicated because there are the games, and there are the comics, and there are the daughters, and there is the Trespasser ending, and someone didn't pay attention enough. It's like the situation with Alistair having two different births. Like, someone didn't pay attention to the story, and they made it convoluted and complicated. Now nobody knows what's going on. Now nobody knows if the canon is what happens if you actually kill Plymouth in the game. Where did she go? Does it count as killing? Was it illusion? Body double? Whatever. Considering that she was at the same time helping Hawk and was at the same time in the Thundermount, when you could in Peralden come back to her at any time and kill her? Like, what? Like, she said in Dragon Age 2 that she couldn't travel safely to the free marches. That's why she needed Hawk and the amulet, but that doesn't work in Dragon Age Origins because you can always go to the swamp and see her there standing, and you can kill her or just take the book for Morrigan. Either way, like, is it a body double? Is it a body double? Or is it like an illusion? I don't get. But she can turn into a dragon. Would she? Does she exist in several fragments? Ugh. Was one fragment living in Yavanna, and when Alistair killed her in the comics, he released that part and came back to the original metal body? Was Flemeth on the swamp also just a fragment? Was the original one somewhere else? But she still must have been in Ferelden. Or maybe she separated from the body she left in Ferelden and put it in, she went to help Hawk, gave him an amulet with part of her soul, then came back to the swamp. So then Hawk invoked her in the Thundermount. So she got second body, and then when Hero of Ferelden came, if you kill her, she loses that. If you don't, she still has two. Why aren't you elven?
How can you carry Mythal's soul if you're not an elf?
Her spark has sheltered within both elves and humans who were sympathetic to her in thought and circumstance. Mythal's last host was a woman wronged, trapped by those sworn to love her. We may readily imagine their kinship.
How did this all happen?
So there's the soul of an elven god inside you. How does that even happen?
Mythal's last host was my mother, Flemeth.
Oh.
When I learned she intended me to become the next receptacle of an ancient god's soul, I feared naught would be left of my own. It inevitably came to pass on a deep night. I was awakened by the presence of a blaze of magic in the shape of a woman who both was and was not my mother.
Sounds terrifying. Sounds amazing. Sounds incredibly weird.
I don't think I'd recover from that.
Neither did I, at the start. Mythal's memories were both gift and burden, this blazing woman told me, but I must accept them of my own accord. The decision was paralyzing. What would it mean to become such a host? What would be lost if I refused? In the end, 'twas something in my mother's voice which guided me.
What was that?
Regret. Not the regret of a god, but of a mother who knew she would never see me again. And so, my mind remains my own. What I gained was knowledge, both Mythal's and of those who bore her.
How do you and Solas get along?
You would have met Solas in the Inquisition, right?
I did indeed. 'Twas before I possessed Mythal's memories. At the time, I thought Solas a scowling elven apostate whose sole passion was finding arguments. He heard me, in all my ignorance, expound on the histories of the elven people, explaining legends he had witnessed himself.
Bet he loved that.
'Tis not a memory that brings me pride.
I bet for Solas, who actually loved and hate metal, It was really weird to meet Morrigan, the daughter of your love-hate person. Can you help against the god?
Do you have information we can use against Gillenane or Elgernon? Or Solas?
The last time Mythal faced Elgernon and Gillenane, she was struck down by the very dagger you now carry.
What about Solas?
You may recall he murdered Mythal's former host to claim her godly might as his own. I hoard no untapped magical secrets, Rook. What I do possess, I share freely with you and the Veil Jumpers.
All right.
I would like to move on.
You didn't come out here just to tell me you're Mythal.
I am not Mythal in her entirety, but yes. The Dreadwolf has occasion to visit you in dreams, where he portions out advice. And now, after finding his memories, you have peered into his deepest sorrows. Tell me then, what do you make of Solas?
He's self-pitying monster. He is torn, but doesn't know it. He's trying to help. Trapped. I feel sorry for him. What do you?
I should ask you. Mythal knew Solas better than anyone.
I would influence your answer. Or do you mean to discover if I would stand directly against the Dread Wolf were there a need?
Would you?
I shall aid you in any way but that, even had I the power. What has passed between Solas and Mythal? I beg you, do not ask this of me again.
Okay.
Solas talks a lot about what has to be done, being forced to make hard choices. But it's like he's trying to talk himself into it. I think, deep down, he doesn't entirely believe what he's saying.
'Tis exactly like the old wolf to tie himself into the most intricate knots. 'Tis not malice which made Solas your opponent, but conviction, a belief that only he may halt what he set in motion. Yet Solas was once beloved of Mythal. 'Tis his very loyalty and love for his people that led to the tragedy we now face. You may be in a position to determine how it ends, more so than either of you might realize.
Maybe this can end okay, right? Not alarming at all. I'll be ready.
Maybe there's a way we all get what we want.
Do you truly believe such a thing?
Well, maybe at least what we deserve.
If you would shape the outcome of your battle, I've one last secret to share. When Mythal was struck down by the other gods, it was with her own lyrium dagger, the dagger you now carry. Solas recovered it from Elgernon, and from it extracted a fragment of Mythal that had lain hidden within its depths. This fragment, a younger sister to the one I carry, if you will, resides here, in the crossroads. I can open the way for you. Find her, survive the encounter, and the essence you obtain will aid you in times to come.
Cool. There are 2 Mythals?
Another fragment of Mythal? In addition to the one inside you?
You are aware of what the word fragment means, are you not? One small piece of many, formed when something greater is broken. The first elves were spirits, as you well know, and when a spirit is broken, it may shatter into pieces, each holding part of the original. Among the ancient elves who became known as gods, Dirthaman and his brother, Falondine, are but one example.
Oh, they shattered into 2? Yeah, I feel like I remember that one. So, so I guess in Dragon Age Origins, in Dragon Age 2, in comics, and then in Trespasser we met these 3, maybe 4 separate versions of Mythal. Separate fragments. She's not friendly, survive the encounter. Works for me.
You make it sound like this piece of Mythal is going to attack me.
You know Solas, and have seen Elganon, and memories of Mythal. They are creatures of emotion, as all spirits are. The fragment of Mythal that resides in me lived among mortals for thousands of years. She has grown wiser and more patient. This younger sister has not. She is the essence of Mythal as a god. She is unlikely to listen to polite requests, and though she is but a fragment of the goddess, the battle will test you sorely.
If she's just going to attack us, why tell us about her at all? We have enough enemies already.
A fragment of a god's essence is a powerful thing. It may give you options against Elganon and Gillenane, or against the Dread Wolf himself, should he prove as cunning and treacherous as ever.
Did she say that spirits are creatures of emotions? I mean, I thought of them more like creatures of concept rather than emotion. Because Cole, as a spirit, he often didn't understand emotions at all. But it depends on the spirit, I guess, because spirit of love is all about emotion. Spirit of compassion is also all about emotion, even though they don't really understand them. But the spirit of justice, it's a concept, not the feeling. About types of spirits.
What kind of spirit was Mythal before she became an elf? I know Solas is elven for pride.
Mythal enjoyed ruling and having power, but it came not from the overweening desire to crush resistance, as is the case with Elganon. The emotion that inspired her might best be described as benevolence, a guiding hand, inclined to kindness. But like any spirit, when angered or twisted against her purpose, a more violent aspect arose. Where the Dreadwolf's wisdom gave way to pride when the world did not meet his standards, Mythal's benevolence gave way to retribution. After all, when kindness fails, the guilty must be punished.
Okay, so wisdom, pride, benevolence. The other thingy I forgot already. Retribution. Did you talk to her?
You would know this aspect of Mythal better than anyone. Could you try talking to her?
I dare say she would attack me on sight.
Spirits can't get along with fragments of each other?
Spirits, certainly. But the aspects of a self-righteous god who have walked different paths for ages? One bears the insult of her betrayal by the Evanuris, and then by Solas, as fresh wounds, insult upon injury. The other once fell in love with an Alamari chieftain and lived happily in a swamp for centuries. Each reminds the other that another path existed, that they could have been wrong, and nothing angers Mythal like being wrong.
Alamari chieftain? Did she just imply that Andraste was a Mythal? I mean, there was a witch of the wilds who was mother to one of the children of the Alamari chieftain. One of the children was Andraste, but she was not the child of the witch of the wilds. Her sister was the child of the witch of the wilds. And then her sister died in weird circumstances. And Andraste then started hearing voices and started getting messages from the Maker. I saw a theory that implied that maybe her sister was a Dumat reborn or something. And maybe the Dumat reborn and jumped into Andraste and clicked something. But if we consider that Maker could also be a Titan rather than a Dumat spirit, then whatever flies your boat. They can be both, I guess. They can be both. So maybe Andraste and her sister were just special, but it was not Andraste who was the child of the witch of the wild. But she just implied that one fragment of metal fell in love with Alamari cried chieftain. So it's probably in relation to Andraste's legend, and she may be Andraste's stepmother. Or second mother, depending if the first was alive. And if Alamari chieftains take several wives. Anyway, any suggestions?
If I were to try to talk with her, do you have any suggestions?
She will demand respect, but detest flattery. She appreciates righteous anger, but will not tolerate pity. She is, for want of better phrasing, prickly. But if you are determined to try, then I wish you luck.
Okay, I will see what I can.
Thank you for the information, Morrigan.
I only ask that you reflect upon what I have said. The Dreadwolf is not so apart from the world as he thinks. There, you have the advantage of him.
Finally. I'm gonna pick one. Yay! Beautiful destroyed place. Love it.
A god's fragment, sharper than the whole. Prevail, or be sundered completely.
We're getting close to where Morrigan said that other fragment of Mythal was.
The traitor's last word. The stone nearby bears the gouges of titanic claws. A message has been carved shakily into the ground with a broken tooth. They accuse me of treachery against Fen'Harel and cast me down from the heights. I protested my innocence then, I protest it now, crawling with my limbs shattered, but there is no one to hear. So I offer myself up for the execution that once most pleased the gods. May the name of Nunael be cleansed with flame.
That has to be her.
How should we do this, Rook? Do you think she'll talk to us?
Guess we'll find out.
Hi.
You are Rook. I have seen you and your companions. I never thought to see children of the Titans scurrying about in the Dreadwolf's crossroads. And you know who I am?
Mythal.
The part of me that survived betrayal by the rest of the Evanuris, if this can be called surviving. Solas. He drew me from the dagger that struck me down, but what is left of me can only survive here. I cannot return to the world, and even the true Fade is denied me. All I can do is watch. Have you come to avenge the Titans from whom you were born? Or did you come to ask me to give up what remains of myself to help you defeat the monsters Elganon and Gillenane have become?
Die, Titan murderer. You're not going to help us. I want your help.
I came here to ask for your help. The gods have endangered the world and...
You dare explain to me what they are doing? You are 1,000 years from knowing the proper words.
We saw Solas's memories. His regrets.
You saw the recollection he cultivated like a tree, twisting to catch the sun. You wish for my help? Convince me. Make your case, and I will yield my essence willingly to help you against Elganon and Gillenane. Fail, and I shall kill you for wasting my time, or you will kill me and obtain my essence in doing so. A harder-edged, simpler version. It has been centuries since a petitioner stood before me, so why should I help you?
We must stop the Blight. We must stop the gods. We are worthy. Forget it, I will fight. Solas is helping me.
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world will be corrupted by the Blight.
That is why you must succeed, so tell me why I must help you.
We know the truth about the Blight. We know it came from the imprisoned dreams of the Titans after you and Solas defeated them.
And?
You stood against it. People will die. The Blight is your fault.
And the Blight only happened because of what you did. You need to fix your mistake.
My mistake? I saved lives and ended a war, you petulant child. Your words are weak. Prove your worth or die.
Uh-huh. I didn't want to fight the dragon, though. Can I reload?
Everyone get ready.
Right. Of course, she's a big dragon.
So I picked bad response.
We're getting close to where Morrigan said that other fragment of Mythal would. That has to be her.
How should we do this, Rook? Do you think she'll talk to us?
Guess we'll find out.
You are Rook. I have seen you and your companions. I never thought to see children of the Titans scurrying about in the Dreadwolf's crossroads. And you know who I am.
Mythal.
The part of me that survived betrayal by the rest of the Evenuris, if this can be called surviving. Solas. He drew me from the dagger that struck me down, but what is left of me can only survive here. I cannot return to the world, and even the true Fade is denied me. All I can do is watch. Have you come to avenge the Titans from whom you were born? Or did you come to ask me to give up what remains of myself to help you defeat the monsters Elganan and Gillenane have become?
I came here to ask for your help. The gods have endangered the world and...
You dare explain to me what they are doing? You are 1,000 years from knowing the proper words.
We saw Solas's memories. His regrets.
You saw the recollection he cultivated like a tree, twisting to catch the sun. You wish for my help? Convince me. Make your case, and I will yield my essence willingly to help you against Elganan and Gillenane. Fail, and I shall kill you for wasting my time, or you will kill me and obtain my essence in doing so. A harder-edged, simpler version. It has been centuries since a petitioner stood before me, so why should I help you?
Okay, we must stop light.
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world will be corrupted by the Blight.
That is why you must succeed, so tell me why I must help you.
We know the truth about the Blight. We know it came from the imprisoned dreams of the Titans after you and Solas defeated them.
And?
You stood against it.
Stopping the Blight mattered enough for you to talk with Solas, even after he rebelled against you. It mattered enough for you to stand against the other gods.
And I was struck down for doing so, betrayed by those I had ruled beside for centuries.
You made the difficult choice to protect your home, because it was the right thing to do. Help me do the same.
Not bad, but not enough. Let us speak of something else.
Okay, we must stop the gods.
You can't want Elgarnon and Gillenane to rule the world. Not after what they did to you.
I ruled alongside them for centuries. I bear them no love now, and they were ever flawed, as all rulers are. Yet the world needs rulers. So set the Blight aside and tell me why I should help you topple them.
We need no gods. They wronged you. Put the Blight aside.
What they did to you was wrong.
And you care so deeply for the injustice done to me thousands of years ago.
You deserve justice. and they deserve to be punished for misusing their power and killing you when you tried to check them.
If you wish to prove your worth, you must do better than that.
Okay, we are worthy.
I am worthy of your help.
That is for me to judge.
I am fighting to protect this world.
Any petty tyrant can fight those who come to their land and claim to be protecting their people. What is a protector to you?
Killing monsters. I'm trying to be like you. Building a safe place.
It's making a place that's safe for everyone. That means defending against danger, but it also means building a strong community that works together for the common good.
And what have you built?
Look at my team. We're not just hired blades. We started as strangers and grew together into a family.
Your arguments are compelling. I find you worthy, Rook. I have spent thousands of years watching. I shall miss that. But if what I am can protect the innocent and smite the guilty, this is what remains of me. I give it to you freely. Use it to protect this world with kindness when possible and cunning when necessary.
I will. Thank you.
I offer one further boon. I cannot enter the physical world or the pure Fade, but in this place, I still carry some power. Evil has intruded here. The Blight, seeded by Elganon and Gillenane. Find it, and when you meet your greatest challenge, I will fly one last time.
The essence of a god.
Mytholinast.
Like a piece of the sun. I've never felt something so alive.
I don't want to ruin the moment, but what do we do with it?
A god knows her moment. At least, her essence does. When the time comes, we'll be ready.
Yay! Metal Slide, unique long sword. Why is it worse than the weapon I'm wearing now? Maybe I just need to level it up. It has 0 physical damage? Why?
We did it. We got Mythal's essence.
And we didn't even have to fight her for it.
Not sure what we do with it just yet. But if Morrigan's telling the truth, it'll come in handy at some point.
Failed refraction, plus 20% damage versus enemies with low health. Standard enemies are now always considered to have low health, does not affect boss enemies. Defeating an enemy grants 5% ultimate. Nice. She saw their weak hearts and struck them down. I am wearing Heart of Andraste right now. Okay, I have no quest left so far. So what are the quests I can do? A lot of my quest points to Falsberg. Fragments of Metal. Excerpt of a letter from Sir Rowan of the Lords of Fortune to Emmerich and Bellara. It is fascinating to hear of your group's encounter with the fragment of metal. If the elven gods are indeed spirits who manifested, they were complex enough to hold a variety of impulses and emotions. When Metal was killed, each fragment might represent one part of her personality. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe one was justice, one was love, one was something else. Excerpt of Bellara's reply. Yes, when I asked the Dalish about Plymouth, she carried metal before Morrigan did. I learned that among the Dalish clans she was known as Asha Belanar, respected as a mage even though she was human. It sounds like even though she wasn't trying to rule anymore, she still wanted to help or meddle. Middle and Plymouth both liked to meddle. Excerpt of Emmerich reply. Indeed, it raises the question of whether the fragment of metal that Morrigan carries was more naturally tied to guidance and wisdom than the more imperious spirit we met in the crossroads. They may be different facets of Metal's personality, the mentor as opposed to the ruler. The fragments may have also originally been closer in personality, deviating over the years. One imagines Plymouth's fragment must have changed after centuries spent with mortals, and perhaps the Crossroads fragment grew frustrated by her own inability to affect the outside world. It could also very well be a mixture of the above. A spirit, like any person, may affect others and be affected by others in turn. That would be an interesting concept if ancient elven gods could be shattered into parts of themselves, like parts of their personality that deviated over the thousands of years of separation into different beings. The Fallen Protector, a pantomime theater mask of metal. In narrative, she is the portent that spurs the story, suffering first and most the forces that wish the tale untold and the hero unsung. Metal's Grace, a medallion bearing the symbol of metal, ringed with the notes of a song inscribed in spectral notation, music that cannot be heard in this world. Another music. Didn't we find a music codex in the hidden room inside the lighthouse? It also doesn't help that entire veil also makes sounds and can be represented by notes, like in a music notes, like the ones you use to play on instruments. I picked the wrong ravine. There are two alluvions in ravine. I picked the wrong one.
I saw the Hivernal flying by with my own eyes, big as the sky, and ready for the lords to come be heroes. We take it down, and the village nearby will eat like kings and love us for it. It had bright red and blue scales. They'll be worth a fortune, even beyond the Horde.
That's not a Hivernal. You saw a Kaltan's on. And she's acting normal. She's not one of the dragons blighted by the gods. Going after her would get us killed for no good reason.
For the Horde? You're sure of the breed? I trust that.
I'm gonna have to side with the Lord of Fortune's resident dragon expert.
You sure you're not just scared, Tosh?
Fight it if you want. Tell us where to send your stuff after it kills you.
Aw, sorry, Cutter. Tosh gets final say. We leave the Kaltons on alone.
You think I can't fight a dragon just because I don't breathe fire?
You can't fight a dragon because you don't know what you're doing.
Fine. You're the expert.
Cutter has something to prove. Oof. We don't need Cutter. I like when you talk shop.
I guess Cutter is really trying to make a name for himself.
Good way to get killed.
There's rumors of another dragon off to the west. Heard anything, Tosh?
Yeah. Not sure if it's blighted like the ones that attacked Minrathous and Treviso. But it's killing people in villages near Arlethan Forest. They need help.
Well, that's glory.
It's a fire breather. They always have lairs with a horde.
And there's gold. Tempted yet?
We might be able to spare the time for a dragon hunt.
Can't wait to see what you find. Now, has Tosh told you about fighting a Gamadon storm rider in the middle of a typhoon?
Best time to catch him.
Oh, it was glorious, Rook.
We're supposed to go drinking. Can I still do this quest or not? Or it's still not possible to do it? My every other quest is trying to tell me, go to Holzberg, go to Holzberg. What if I don't want to go to Holzberg? And I still don't see the quest marker. Return to the caves of Shark Mouth once they are fully accessible. What do you mean? There's something here. Oh! Random stuff appearing in maps that you already visited. And robbed from everything.
Lace, you grew up among humans, right? Do you believe in the Maker?
Come to think of it, I don't know anymore. But I don't think an indifferent god is better than an evil one.
Oopsie. I can't do anything here. I only want. Can my screen come back, please? Hello? I hate darkness. How to get on the other side. Let me in. Let me in. Oh well, I guess we'll have to go to Postberg. before I travel, I would want to change the key. Let's see, do I have to change my abilities for them? Because I have now a few that I choose from. Hey! Give me back my game! What error? I don't get it. Give me back the game! Meow! Meow! Meow. Looking in the light, the feeling that we're alone, all the sun over me alone. I'm going things alone, I am getting insane. I am going insane, waiting for the loading. This is Dragon Age Inquisition once again. Sometimes when you install too many mods, and you open Dragon Age Inquisition, you get this endless loading screen. You can only watch the Inquisition symbol at the bottom, going migu migu, and lighter, dimmer, lighter, dimmer, lighter, dimmer. And that forever. I don't know what is my game trying to do right now. Maybe restarting would be quicker. This restarting may be quick in this case. La la la, la la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Hello, who's my king? I'm distracted. Manager of task. It shows one game open. What is now? Open. Thank you. Okay. My ability applies weaken, detonate weaken, apply standard, apply standard. Maybe I should swap for some order. Maybe my ability, or I should swap his ability. Detonates overwhelm. Apply thunder. What about him? Who does he have this option? Detonate overwhelm. So I guess we have very similar kind of abilities. Dublin doesn't have any healing, so maybe I'll go with, instead of this, we'll go with healing. One issue is that I have applying standard and now nobody can detonate it. Well, wait. That may be a bad idea considering fire, darkspan, whatever. Darkspan, aren't they immune to necrotic damage? Wetland.
Rook, welcome to the Hosberg Wetlands. I'd say make yourself comfortable.
This place is...
foreboding?
Yes. Well, foreboding is normal here, but it's worse than usual.
The Blight's always a problem in the Anderfels. It's not strange to find a corrupted patch of forest or swamp.
What is strange is the sudden surge of blight through the Hosberg wetlands. Much like the village you found, the blight here struck too quickly, and in strange forms.
It's choked the whole area, and the local village, Lavendel, was caught in it. But they're survivors. We can be grateful for that.
It's good you're here. This is only the beginning. This is really bad. I knew this would happen.
If the blight keeps spreading, we could lose everything.
You said what came next would be bad. That's why we're here. To help. As far as we can tell, the gods you're chasing weren't here directly.
If the Blight's really changed, then the changes are widespread. As for how much?
I can almost sense something in there. Another sound under the Blight's usual song.
Stories say wardens sense blight. I never thought it was literal.
It happens when you join the Order. But that's more than I should say.
When we met, you tried to block the sound out. Now you hear too much.
If it helps, that's what we're here for.
Okay, I'm a little worried now. I'm used to bad situations. We need a plan. Warden initiation sounds bad.
Become a warden, hear the blight. Kind of a bad trade. The lords just throw a party.
The Wardens throw parties. Sometimes. Sometimes they're even fun.
I'd like to see that. So what's the plan?
We heard rumors of the surge here and volunteered to investigate. The first warden expects a report. Soon.
If we want proof the Blight's changed, then this place is where to find it.
But the way the Blight left the village, we've had our hands full just keeping it back and helping the sick.
You need more to study.
Yes. The odd growths the Blight has formed, like boils, they surround Lavendel. I need more samples.
Glad we can work together. Samples. That will be gross. You two research the blight?
So you two study the blight?
Formally? No. Well, maybe. It depends on your definition.
We travel a lot, and tend to get sidetracked by weird problems.
Who knew I'd roam so far from Orlais? If we want to help, we need to learn what we're dealing with.
I'll see what I can do. This place is lucky to have you.
Trying to make us like you?
Is it working?
I'm not complaining. I'll give you something to contain the blight. Oh, and watch for Darkspawn.
Can't sing our praises if you're dead.
Good point. See you soon.
Yeah?
Here's a merchant.
You're here to help.
Think of the warden survived. At least one for the bird. Okay. Here.
right. Let's find those boil samples. Looks like there's caves on the far side of the village. We can start there.
You've been to the farmlands? There's a family. Voss. I'm close with him, with Ursa. They spoke of the Blight. Blight. Before all of this happened. They knew. But if they knew, why aren't they here?
If I find anything, I'll let you know.
What happened, happened. Can't change it now.
Yeah.
Huh. Something's blocking it from the other side.
Oh, okay. One is beneath the street. Or
Got food if you're looking. Not much to forage out there.
let's see. Here's the sun. Another nice. Can I see your wares? Hello?
You're here to help? You think you and two wardens can fix all this?
No, I don't think that.
All right, you're set.
Collection tree. Brona's Bloom. Brona's Bloom with one leaf more. Please save the cellar door. Whatever from the corner scratch, sit tight on lantern means the latch. Do not fret on nightmares sneering, or eyes behind the gem jars peering. Do not think on what's below, when silver from the moonbeams flow. Brona's Bloom with one leaf more, please save the cellar door. Scribbled below the poem by Antoine. FK asked in the village if there was anything they did for luck. We need that too, yes? I learned this poem which is, it's very lavendel, but the flowers are nice. A ring of the warden survivors. Some we save by destroying blight. Those we can sometimes save us. The joining can give life to the blighted, but it is not a cure, it is the calling. Bones beneath the creek. Chorus, Underfell's folk song lyrics. When heart beats hard on a ribcage wall and you are feeling weak, follow me and don't recall the bones beneath the creek. I thought I am buying for my companion, but it was for myself.
The trees from the wetlands are unique. We've had lumber imported. It's not the same. I learned the trade from my parents. Good luck out there.
Dad? It's Jacob. Flynn says you might be able to hear me. You know, you told me stories when I was sick. One of the wardens... There's wardens here now, anyway. Warden Antoine taught me one from Orlais. There once was a bard from Montsimard, whose tongue was made of purest silver.
What's that?
You've come a long way. If you want a short drink, you let me know.
Are you here to help Lavendel? I'm Bastion. There's more out there than Blight. You must be careful.
Of what?
I heard something from up at Gaspin Manor while I was escaping here. The place has been abandoned for years. They say the Lord had some cursed treasure. One day he just disappeared. Could the Blight awaken a curse? If it draws evil here, the treasure's up there somewhere. It should have been destroyed.
I wouldn't be surprised if damage from the Blight stirred something up.
Whether it's a curse or a darkspawn nest, Lavendel's better off without it.
Okay, I was here.
Lavendel Village. Whatever happened here looks like Demeta's Crossing.
It's still standing, and I'll fight to keep it that way.
Here I was.
Can't go out on a empty stomach.
It came through so fast. I didn't have time to grab... I don't know. I don't know what I should have grabbed.
You did what you could.
I am robbing for people. Grey Warden Funari picture? Oh, clocks. Lovely. I really don't have any choice.
There. That's our blight boil.
I hate it here. This is so fucking disgusting.
Get ready.
Way to fight, Rook!
Trouble.
I destroyed it but didn't take it.
Got a sample. Guessing they'll need more than one.
Knowing how Antoine experiments. Yes.
Got the sample.
Mierda.
We are here, Abby. Hello. here. What is this map? It's a lot of triangles. It doesn't look like anything. Right?
Venatory barrier crystals. Whoever came this way didn't want to be followed. What are they doing in the Hosberg wetlands?
Excavation work. And weird statues.
What's that sound?
I have a feeling we will find out.
Well, I have a very bad feeling here. What's this? Huh? Oh, how funny.
So this is the cursed manor.
It plays the part well.
Lord Gaspin's treasure belongs to the Venatori.
want Lord Gaspin's treasure. But look at this place. Is it really still here?
Oh, I don't like the voice.
We're not alone here.
The manor is supposed to be cursed.
Shut the fuck up. What you see, I am busy. How did please do this?
What lies below?
No, I don't want to know.
What lies? Anyone else suddenly thinking about...
A cellar? Yeah. If we find one, I'd be careful.
How wonderful! More weird filth. Does this look like a cellar to you? But what's this there? I didn't finish exploring the... Oh, here. I found a secret location beneath the manor itself, sealed, but how could that stop me when I am so close? Bricks and mortar are nothing. Barriers of more magical devising, their dismantling was never my specialty. And whatever binds this spell is unique. But surely that only proves my suspicions. I am too close now. Someone got himself killed. Cost for I unintelligible way through unintelligible.
Old records, damaged by blight.
The fate of Weishaupt's library.
Look, no, Elven gold statue. Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't like it. Oops. God. Have to get up though. Oh, managed. Yay! Drink deep of the potion. Your mind and dreams awakened. Attuned to what you seek, listen closely. There is the way! Always there is the way! Now we can go... down. You wish to go to the Underfell. Suit yourself. Take any foolish enough to follow you. If you want to chase some convoluted theory, so be it. You are free to return to whatever desolate place you wish, but do not expect my interest for sport. Area. There should be no secrets here. The door... It vexes me. It is mine, and I will forge a way through it. I am lord of this manor, and its secrets shall yield to me.
The cellar. Stay on guard.
Yay! What kind of monsters I will find here. Nothing of interest, nothing of note. What do they know? None have studied the Underfell as I have. Do they think my interest lies in posts and blinkers, or whatever rot they mock me with? The manor holds value even now. Lord Gaspin found more than mere treasure. I am sure. And when I give this lost power to the Risen God, not even Elia and Zara will rival me in esteem. Wow.
Research notes. This man wanted Lord Gaspin's treasure to impress Elgernon.
He wants status and higher regard from his fellow cultists.
What an idiot.
More curious creatures.
Oh.
Born like moths.
A creature of obsession.
So the Venatori wanted treasure. Found a sealed demon.
What can you expect in a place like this?
Let's look around.
Oh, someone died. The door, all those days, those long months, only for this? We have an arrangement. No. We have what we want. No. I will seal the way I can.
This writing is old. If it was Lord Gaspin, whatever he thought was back here, it wasn't enough. He found a demon. Or became the one we met. If the demon was the curse, at least we've kept it away from Lavendel. Once we're done, we can let Bastion know.
Look, this is the symbol of one of elven gods. Wonderful. This is my discovery, my chance to prove myself. The locals cry about it first, but it wasn't. It was power. I know it. I can't get through the door, but I think something is coming for me. It will be mine. Is there a way here from above, maybe? Doesn't look like it. Also, I fell and died. There's one more. I opened something. But not the thing I thought I did. Where am I supposed to take you? Wait. Oh! Undead opened it for me. Nice. Wait, do I really want to go further? Looks like a far bigger area than I anticipated. We're blighted. Where's my map? Show me map. Hello? 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 Game really works really badly. But I have issues with the basic menu stuff. Oh, you can apply overwhelm. And I think I had an ability that could detonate over one. Very nice. Hello? Menu? Hello? My boots are horrible. I'm like a ghost. I appear and disappear. What? What the? Menu? Hello? Yeah, I have detonate overwhelm. So if I give him an ability that flies overwhelm and give him an arm now. So find the demon in Holzberg. So this is the demon I was looking for. He was all the way here. Oh, I have a beacon here, so I can just teleport back, report to the NPC. Na 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 na. Teleport me quicker. Hello? Hello? I just want to say hi to Anamikasa.
Rook! Always good to see people return. Means they're still alive.
We went up to Gaspin Manor.
You did? And the curse? Was it... Did the blight wake it?
Less the blight and more like some Venatori. There was a demon haunting the manor. We stopped it.
Huh. Well, we all knew something wasn't right. And thank you. There's one less evil to worry about.
Nice. Next will be this. Yeah, so I will later start out here and deal with this. But for now, we'll stay in the village. I will stay here. So, when was the last time when I stayed? Is it just me or Dublin and Lucanis don't even talk? Like, do they have some kind of beef? Anyway. Thank you for dropping by. I will now quit my game. Oh my god. Am I solo? Is my better move? Anyway. Let's see if I can raid it. Raid. I don't want to think. Why gray or plastic gray? Anyway, thank you for talking, guys, and see you tomorrow.